Video is going to be about essential concepts in system installation and data migration. I'm going to cover client-based versus cloud-based hosting, different installation processes, and issues during data migration. Starting off with client's hardware, an advantage of it is full control over hardware and data security. When a company implements a system using its own hardware, it has full control over every aspect of the item, including hardware, software, and data storage. This means that the company can customize security protocols based on specific needs. A drawback includes high initial investments and maintenance responsibility. It comes with high upfront costs as the organization needs to purchase necessary hardware and build an infrastructure like data centers to host it. Other than setup costs, there's ongoing maintenance for hardware upgrades, security patches, and general upkeep. Onto cloud-based system. An advantage of it includes lower initial costs, and because it is managed by a third-party provider such as Google Cloud, this approach is often more affordable initially as companies don't need to buy up or set up physical infrastructure. A drawback is how it's dependent on internet connectivity, but it has potential privacy risks. So a drawback to cloud-based system is their reliance on internet connectivity. If there's an issue with the network or the internet connection failing, the system may become inaccessible. Also, using a third-party provider means data is stored offsite, raising privacy concerns. So if there's a breach, everything will be leaked and that will affect many people. Now we're going to have a look at a question from a past paper. Explain the advantages and disadvantages of implementing a system on a client hardware compared to hosting it remotely. So advantages of client-based systems include full control over data and hardware, customization, how it's easy to customize and optimize for specific needs, and offline access, how local systems are accessible without internet. Some disadvantages include higher costs, how it requires upfront hardware purchases, scalability issues, how it's limited by hardware capacity, and maintenance burden requiring in-house IT support for troubleshooting and updates. Some advantages of remotely hosted system include scalability, how it's easy to scale up or down as demand changes, often with flexible pricing. Maintenance, how it's managed by the provider, reducing client workload, and it's accessible from everywhere on any device without internet access, promoting remote work. Some disadvantages include how you have less control, you require reliable internet for consistent access, and data stored off-site, creating potential privacy and compliance issues. Now on to alternative installation process. So there's four. I'm going to start with direct changeover, which is basically when you switch a system from the old one to the new one immediately. The old system is completely replaced by the new one in a single step. Some pros include speed. So you have the new system available as soon as it updates, but disadvantages include how risky it is. In case the new system fails, you will have lost the old system as you didn't save it. Onto parallel running. This is when you have two systems running simultaneously at the same time. An advantage of this is how safe it is, as if something goes wrong with the new system, for example, you still have the old system running in the back and you can just quickly adapt to that one. And a drawback about this is how expensive it is and it's resource intensive. On to the next installation process, pilot running. This is when a new system is tested in a limited area. A positive thing about this is how low its risks. Pilot running minimizes risk by isolating the initial users using the system, and if something goes, it only affects a limited group of people rather than the entire organization. A drawback is slow implementation. If a company wants to implement a new system directly, this isn't the best because it takes a lot of time. Now on to phased implementation, which is when you introduce a new system gradually. Some advantages include it's low risk as it allows gradual adoption, and again, as the same with pilot implementation, it takes a lot of time and it's not the best option if the company wants to implement it directly. Let's review a past paper question. So a company is transitioning from its legacy software system to a new modern system. Describe two installation methods the company could use and evaluate the advantages and disadvantages. So in this case, we would select parallel running, which is when you run the old legacy system and the new system at the same time until the new system is fully tested and reliable. Advantages include how it allows employees to compare results, ensuring the new system works accurately and how it's expected. Some disadvantages include how it requires more resources, including staffing and potential extra hardware to operate both systems simultaneously. And it's also more costly as you need to operate two systems at the same time. We would also use direct changeover, which is when the old system is immediately replaced by the new one. So the legacy system is shut down as soon as the new system is launched. Advantages of this include how it's very quick and less costly. However, disadvantages include high risk if the new system has errors or bugs, as we will not be able to go back to the old system. Now on to data migration and the most common problems caused by it, which is data loss. Data loss consists of incomplete transfers due to interruptions or format errors. We have data incompatibility, which is it occurs when the new system is structured differently from the old one, meaning the data may not fit or display correctly. And we also have downtime, which is migration disrupting normal operations. It often requires the system to be offline or limited operation and leading to downtime. Now we're going to review a past paper question, which is discuss two challenges of data migration and strategies to overcome them. So obviously the first problem is data loss. So during migration, data loss can occur if the transfer process is interrupted or incomplete. Strategy to overcome this is creating a backup of all the data before migration. And then we have a second challenge, which is data incompatibility. It arises where the format structure or storage protocols in the old system differ from those in the new system. And a strategy to overcome this is performing a format analysis between the old and the new system before migration.